In this video, we establish an initial and tentative definition for the concept of a road.
When we use the term road, just like any other in our emerging model, we must be certain of what precisely we mean. And spoiler alert, it's not so easy to do. But we're going to give it a try anyway because we've got to start somewhere. Here I've purposely chosen a rather plain, unadorned road so that we don't get too distracted. What are its defining characteristics? In other words, what distinguishes a road from some other place where we might drive, such as a parking garage? First and foremost, we discern two bounding edges on the left and right, establishing the limits of where we can safely drive. I mean, you could wander off into the desert Breaking Bad style, but then you would be, by our definition, off-roading. Now, we see a lot of other things too, such as the pavement type, the lines on the road, the shoulder, etc. We'll come back to these elements later and in subsequent videos. For now, though, we're focused on those universal properties that definitively make every road a road. We can confidently assert, for example, that every road, in every country, by the way, is delimited by a left and right edge. The other thing that we know about roads is that we usually can find them named, often systematically, on a map. So we would expect that if we're driving on some road, that it should have at least one map designation, such as Route 95. So there we have it, an initial road definition. A road has two roughly parallel and longitudinal left and right boundaries and a map designation. Now you might be wondering, what if I can't see the left or right edge? What if I can't find the road on a map? No worries. As long as you presume these things to be true, it's still a road. If you are having a hard time seeing the left edge due to a dust storm, for example, you can still make an assumption based on other data you have. Our model does not say anything about how you perceive the environment and establish certainty. These are important problems that need to be solved. Ultimately, though, you reach some determination, and we need a way of defining that interpretation so that we can establish our context and make reasonable decisions. It's what humans do all the time, and what an automated vehicle must also do. To firm up our road definition, let's examine some driving surfaces that do not fit that definition and are therefore not roads. Here we are driving in a parking lot somewhere. We do not see any roughly parallel left and right edges. More importantly, we do not expect to find them in this context. Now, we might find our parking lot on a map, but it won't have a road name. So a parking lot is not a road, at least as far as our model is concerned. At an entrance to a parking lot, we may see a partial edge or two, but they don't recede to the horizon like a normal road. And we don't have a map road name either, so also not a road. Well, what about a driveway? There are two right and left edges, but again, no map designation. And the lawn is right out. Remember that our model takes the perspective of the ego vehicle at all times. It accounts for what we perceive as we drive. Unfortunately, our definition of road fails when we see crossroads up ahead. We won't be able to label each crossing road with a clear left and right edge. To see how we fix the problem, check out the next video in this series.